Welcome guys to our video lecture for this week, and we are now down to chapter 4, which talk about the basic nodal and mesh analysis. Now, chapter 4, I'm gonna divide this into two. So the first part, which is basically this part, we'll be talking about the nodal analysis, and then on the next part, we'll talk about the mesh analysis. But both of these analysis will be part of this week. Okay, so included po siya sa inyong triennial. Okay, ano ba itong basic nodal and mesh analysis? So basically, itong mesh and nodal analysis, this is just an additional technique for you guys in order for us to solve our circuit. Okay, additional technique siya. Kasi yung mga previous technique natin, those are just the basic ones. Yung ating KVL, KCL, Ohm's law, voltage division, current division, ano pa ba? Um, Combining resistors in series, combining parallel in series, yung mga ganun. Those are just the basic. Okay? But anyways, we can solve naman our circuits using only the basic. Pero, there are circuit na kasi na medyo complicated na, just like, asan ba? Just like this. Okay, complicated na siya. So, medyo mahirap na siyang gamitan lang ng basic. Okay? So, kailangan siya, sometimes easier siya pagka ginamitan siya ng nodal analysis or mesh analysis, whichever applies. Okay? Pero, pwede naman yung basic. Pero, mas madali lang siya kapag ito yung ginamit. Okay? Mas madali siya, pero, mas mahirap siya kapag hindi mo na kapa or na-master yung ating basic, yung mga KVL, KCL, and Ohm's law. So, I would suggest, before you jump into this video, na sana na-master nyo muna yon para mas ma-relate nyo yung mga pinag-uusapan dito. And I guess naman, na-master nyo yung ating previous topics, previous chapter, because you are engineering students, nasa nature nyo na alam nyo na yun, mag-aral. Kasi engineering kayo, di ba? Dapat, ano, you are studying on your own, kahit hindi nyo masyado naintindihan sa lecture, you do it on your own, di ba? You find ways. You solve problems because you are engineering, future engineers, all right? Now, let's proceed to our nodal analysis. Okay, so sa nodal analysis po, very obvious, gagamitin ng ating node. From the word nodal, ibig sabihin nodes. Okay, it has something to do with the node. Yes, okay. So nodal analysis, we are going to analyze our circuit node by node. Okay, the node here plays a very important role. And then, going back to the node, you know what's node naman, di ba? And ano ba yung technique na learn natin before that uses the node? Examines the node. KCL. Tama po ba? Sa KCL, we go to the node and we identify what are the currents entering and what are the currents leaving into that node. Tama po ba? And so, same here, gagamitin din po natin yung concept ng ating KCL. Node by node. Okay? But this one, meron siyang additional lang na information. Okay? So, let's start our nodal analysis. So, say for example, we have this circuit. Ito po yung ating circuit. Huwag mo nang isipin yung iba. Ito lang muna. So, say for example, we have this circuit. And sabi, obtain the values of the unknown voltage across the elements in the circuit below. Hanapin doon natin yung voltage nito, 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 and neto. Okay, paano kaya yun? Pwede naman yung mga previous natin na knowledge, pero mahirap. Mahirap siya. Ay, hindi naman siya mahirap. Ano lang, hassle. Maraming equations involved. Okay? So ngayon, i-introduce natin yung concept ng nodal analysis. Paano kaya ito i-solve using your nodal analysis? So ganito yun. Kasi nodal po siya, nodes plays a big role. Okay? So una po is identify natin ano ba, asan ba, ilan ba yung ating mga nodes for the circuit. That's the first step. So in the circuit, yung nodes natin is we have this one. 1, 2, 3, ito, 3, sorry, 3, 4. Pero officially, itong 3 and 4, same count lang, di ba po ito? Same node. So, pwede natin siyang i-combine. Ito na siya. It's important na i-combine po natin yung ating same node kasi mas simpler po sa nodal analysis na yung the same node are combined. So, ito na siya na combined. This circuit is equal to this circuit with combined, ito na node. Okay, next is, meron na tayong nodes, na-combine na siya. Next is we identify yung ating reference node. Okay? Again, identify natin yung reference node. Ano ba yung reference node? Yung reference node is that is the node which has the most or the greatest number of branches connected to it. Remember branches? Yung branches, di ba, is yung isang ganito, isang ganito. Ay, sorry. Oopsie. Isang ganito, isang ganito, ganito, ganito. Tama po ba? Okay. Na yung reference node, asan ba yung node na may maraming branch na nakakonect? Yun yung usually reference node. Say for example, on this node, ilang branch? 1, 2, 3. This node, we have 1, 2, 3. On this node, we have 4 branches connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. So therefore, in this type of circuit, this is our reference node. Etong sa baba. Okay, na-identify niyo yung reference node. Usually, yung reference node, aside from siya yung may pinakamaraming branches. Say, for example, tatlo din to. Halimbawa lang, tatlo to, tatlong nakakonect sa kanya. Lahat sila tatlo. So, sinong pipiliin mo? Sinong pipiliin mo? Etong sa baba. Bakit? Kasi siya yung nasa baba. Okay? So, kapag kasi lang naman sila na, tatlo-tatlo, edi yung nasa baba, yung piliin mo. Mas convenient siya. Okay? Ma'am, pwede po bang piliin yung nasa taas? Pwede naman, pero mas madali ang buhay kapag ka naniwala ka na piliin mo yung sa baba. Okay? Piliin mo yung sa baba, I'm telling you, mas madali siyang isolve. Okay, na ngayon, meron na tayong reference node. Meron ka ng node 1, 2, and 1 reference node. Next is, i-label na po natin yung ating mga nodal voltage. Itong V1, meron siyang tinatawag na nodal voltage which is called V1. Itong node 2, meron siyang nodal voltage na tawagin nating V2. Ano ba itong nodal voltage? Ito lang naman yung voltage from the node to the reference. Okay? Now, if you try to see it, itong voltage na dito, papunta dito, is ito lang din naman yung voltage ng ating resistor na 2 ohms. Tama po ba? Yes. So, ibig sabihin, in this case, your V1 is just equal to the voltage across your 2 ohms resistor. Yung V2 natin is yung nodal voltage from node 2 to the reference node, which is also your voltage on your resistor. Eh kasi parallel siya dito, same din yun ang drop ng voltage dito sa ating current source. Itong isa, same din ito. Okay? So, ayun yun. That is your V1 and V2, naintindihan? Kasi diba pagka sinabi nating voltage, meron talaga tayong reference terminals. Meron tayong, ang tawag dun? Terminals. Merong positive, merong negative. So, dito na ngayon mag-play yung role ng ating reference. Sa reference, usually nasa kanya yung negative na side. Okay, usually tawag natin sa kanya common ground. Nasa kanya yung negative. So, yung for our V1, andito yung positive and then negative. Okay? Okay. Now, ngayon, etong V1 na andito, pwede na din natin siyang isulat dito. Okay? Nilagay natin siya dito sa taas. So, alam nyo na, kapag ka nagdo-nodal kayo, pag may nilagay dito na V1, that is just the voltage from this node to the ground. Pag may V2 dito, ito lang yung voltage from this node to the ground. Okay? So, kasi from this node to the ground, pwede din naman na ito yung node voltage, sum of the voltage from this node kapag ka dito ako dumaan, papunta dito to the ground. Same pa rin. So, kung i-sum up ko pala yung mga voltage neto at saka neto, that is just equal to voltage nito. Diba KVL din yun? Oh, yun yun. Okay? So, again, nagets nyo na anong ibig sabihin ng V1 tsaka V2. These are your nodal voltage. Now, let's proceed. Kapag ready na po itong mga nodal voltage natin, nakapili na tayo ng reference, magandang reference, pwede na po tayo mag-proceed sa equation. Okay. Now, sa nodal voltage, kung ilan yung nodal voltage mo, yun din yung number of equation mo. Okay? Kasi kukunin natin yung KCL on this node and the KCL on this node. So, let's start with node 1. So, sa node 1, yun lang naman, current entering is equal to current leaving. Pero dito, nauna lang yung leaving niya is equal to entering. Okay. So, current leaving natin ay yung mga resistors. Tama po ba? So, ang voltage current is equal to V over R, Ohm's law. Tama po? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kukunin lang natin itong voltage nito. I-divide natin sa resistor or ohm. Yeah, resistance value. That is our current. Kukunin natin yung voltage nito and the divide sa ating resistance value. That is our Current. Sorry, current pala yung kanina. Ito, current na to, walang problema. Okay? So, current living. So, current living will start with this. This is just V1 minus 0 or simply V1 divided by 2. That is our first term. Ganito po yun. This is, kasi andito yung positive, andito yung negative. This is V1, usually minus, so kung saan lalabas, minus yun. Okay? Oh, halimbawa, itong isa. Ang voltage nito ay V1 minus V2. Kasi kung assign na natin siya ng polarity, andito yung positive, andito yung negative. Okay? Kasi 'di ba kung saan papasok yung current, andun yung positive. So kasi leaving yung in-assume natin sa kanya, so andito yung positive, andito yung negative. So ang voltage niya based sa ating nodal analysis would be V1 minus, kasi lalabas siya dito sa negative, V2. Okay? So for this resistor, we have V1 minus V2 divided by 5 equals current entering, which is equal to 3.1 ampere. So that is for your node 1. Sabi, kung ilang node, yun din yung number of equations natin. Meron pa tayong node 2, so we have node 2. For node 2, current living natin ay, magsimula tayo dito. This would be V2 minus 0 or simply V2. So that is V2 divided by 1, 1 ohms. V is equal to IR, Ohm's law. I is equal to V over R. Plus, etong isa, again, assume natin na palabas siya, andito yung positive, andito yung negative. So this would be V2 minus V1 divided by 5. This is equal to current, ano ba to? Living. Ano sabi ko kanina? Okay, current living ano. So, ito ay living din siya. So, kasali siya. Plus, negative 1.4. So, andito pa dapat, meron pa dapat on this side plus negative 1.4. Transpose natin sa kabila, magiging negative, negative 1.4 or just equal to positive 1.4. Okay, kapag wala namang living, hayaan nyo na. Makikita naman sa equation mamaya na mali lang yung ating um, direction ng current na to. Okay? Eh, kung gusto nyo naman, pwede nyo naman tong, 'di ba, current supply, pwede nating baliktarin yung arrow, pero magiging i-reverse din natin yung sign ng ating current. Tama po ba? Kapag ginawa natin tong entering the node 2, magiging 1.4 ampere siya. Okay? So, same lang din naman. So, we have two equations, two unknowns. Can we solve it? Yes. Papakita ko ba? Hindi na. Hanggang dito lang ako. Okay? Kasi cover na to ng inyong basic math, algebra. Kayo nang bahala. Pwede nyo siyang i-simplify muna and then use substitution or elimination. Kayong bahala. Basta ang goal nyo lang makuha itong V1 tsaka V2. Okay? Okay. Pero pag nag-solve kayo later on, let's say for example, nagpa-quiz ako or assignment, kailangan nyo ipakita. Paano nyo siya simplify. Okay? Okay. Now that is your nodal analysis. Madali lang ano. Ano lang naman siya, application lang naman siya ng KCL. Okay. So we have another example. So we have this circuit. Ba't ang weird ang itsura? Okay, parang ganito lang siya kanina, ano, para sinimplify lang siya, kaya siya naging ganito. Kasi usually, mas madali sa nodal analysis na nakaganito yung itsura ng ating mga circuit. Okay. Ng reference node down niya is andito sa baba. Bakit niya naman yung pinili? So we have, ilang node ba branch naka-connect ba for this node? We have 4. This one is 4. This one is also 4. 4 din siya. Ba't siya yung pinili? Kasi siya yung nasa baba. Again, kapag same number of branches naka-connect sa ating mga nodes, piliin yung nasa baba. So meron tayong V1, di ba? Ito yung node 1. V1 is the nodal voltage sa node from node 1 to the ground. Tama po ba? Meron siyang V2. Nodal voltage din yan from node 2 papunta sa ground. Kahit saan ka dumaan, kahit dumaan ka pa dito, no worries. Okay? Next, from V3. Yung V3 natin is from this node to the ground. Okay? Okay. Look at your V3. So, V3, pag nag-current entering, current leaving ka, meron kang resistor leaving. Ito, leaving resistor. Yung current source natin, leaving din natin siya ilalagay, pero basically, lilipat din naman siya sa entering kasi negative naman to, ano? Pagka pinalitan mo yan ng papasok doon, eh magiging positive 25. Pero ilagay lang natin siya as leaving because leaving siya. Paano naman to? Yung ating voltage. Saan siya papunta? Okay. But if you try to think of it naman, according to conventional flow, lalabas siya sa positive. So, parang entering siya, ano? Pero, pagdating sa nodal analysis, huwag mo nang isipin kung anong flow ng current ba meron itong ating voltage supply. Kasi, kapag may nakita kang ganito na in between your nodes, meron po tayong voltage source. Ang tawag po dyan is supernode. Okay? Ano ba yung supernode? Sa supernode, say for example, ganito, zoom in natin. Ano? Kung titingnan mo on this node, di ba current entering dito is equal to current leaving? On this node, current entering din dito is equal to current leaving. So, kung titingnan mo silang dalawa, current entering nilang dalawa is equal to current leaving nilang dalawa. Tama po ba? So, ayun. So, ang idea ng supernode is that kapag may nakita kang ganito, voltage supply, etong dalawang node, you can treat it as one. Pwede mo na siyang isipin na isa. So, isang equation na lang po ito. So, lahat ng papasok, 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 is equal to lahat ng palabas. Ganun po yung ating supernode. Okay. This is supernode. Tama po ba? So, tingnan natin yung KCL on this node. So, sabi, isang equation na lang, ito, and ito. Kasi nasa supernode sila. So, current leaving is equal to current entering. What are your current entering? Entering C, leaving. Leaving itong, saan ba tayo magsisimula? Dito sa ating, ito. Current leaving. So, we have negative 3 ampere. So, assuming nasa kabila pa to ha. Sige, mamaya na yung current. Ito na lang muna. Ito. On this resistor, this is leaving. So, we have V2 minus V1 divided by 3. Next, etong isa, we have, mamaya na to, skip muna natin, V3 minus V1, that is divided by 4. Ito na po yun. Next is this one, we have V3 minus 1 or just V3 divided by 5. Ito. Next is ito, we have V2 minus 0 or simply V2 divided by 1. Ito na po yun. Yung ating current supply, ito ay leaving po ba? Yes. So we have minus 3. Minus 3, pwede mo natin ilipat sa kabila, positive 3. Same lang yun. Ito naman, leaving din siya. It's leaving this node. So this is minus 25. Lipat sa kabila, naging positive 25. Okay? Okay. Next is, ayun, so ayun yung supernode. So instead na dalawang node yung i-analyze mo or gawin mo ng equation, nagiging isa na lang siya. So much easier. Okay. So, meron pa tayong node 1. So for node 1, we have current entering is equal to current leaving. Ano ba yung ating mga entering dito? We have negative 8. Ito na yun. Negative 3. Ito din yun. Leaving, we have V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2 over 3. V1 minus V3 divided by 4. Ito po yun. Okay? So, we have how many unknowns? 1, 2, 3. 3 unknowns. So, how many equations do we have? 1, 2. How many unknowns? 3. V1, V2, and V3. Sapat ba yung ating equation? No. Kasi we have 3 unknowns and only 2 equations. So, kulang tayo ng isa. So, ito pa yung isa. Huwag kalimutan kunin yung relationship ng ating supernode. In this case, meron akong V3 minus V2 is equal to 22. Okay po? Tandaan, meron akong V3 minus kasi lumabas ako dito sa negative. Positive V3 because pumasok ako sa positive. So, positive V3 minus V2 is equal to 22. Okay? Pwede din naman, pag dito ka sa kabila, so magiging negative V2 plus V3 is equal to 22, which is the same lang naman nung sa kabila kanina. Okay? So, ayun, meron ka ng 3 equations, 3 unknowns, basta solve mo na. And again, kayo nang bahala paano siya i-solve. Okay? So, question so far? Para namang makakasagot kayo, ano? Pag may question kayo, ganito na lang. Pag may question kayo, you can message me or comment kayo sa baba. Okay? All right. Now we have another example. So, in this example, ang reference natin is nandito sa gitna. Bakit nasa gitna? Diba usually nasa baba? Siya kasi yung may pinakamaraming branch na kakonect. So, siya yung reference. Okay? So, meron na siyang nodal voltage 1, V2, V3, and the V4. Alright? Meron din tayong supernode. Meron pang isang supernode. Ano pa? Wala na. Meron tayong current supply. Eto, ano nga itong mga rectangle? Diamonds rather. This is a controlled sources. Okay? Pwede siyang current, pwede siyang voltage. For this one, this is a voltage controlled current source. Nakuha po ba? This one is a voltage controlled voltage source. Okay? Okay. Now, let's examine this example. So, in this example, start tayo sa node 2. Current living natin ay V2 minus V1 over 0.1. Sorry, 0.5. Ma'am, di po ba Vx din siya? Pwede po bang Vx divide 0.5? Pwede naman ano, kasi Vx din naman natin is equal to V2 minus V1. Pero, mamaya na lang natin ikunin yung relationship nila. Basta nag-analyze ka, nag-KCL ka sa node, gamitin mo yung mga nodal voltage. Later na lang yung mga relationships. Okay? Later na lang ang mga relationships. Okay. So, punta tayo sa supernode. At supernode 3 and 4, current living natin ay, current entering natin ay 0.5 Vx. So, ito na po yun. Current leaving natin is, for this one, we have V3 minus V2 divide 2. We have it here. For, asan pa ba? For this one, we have V4 minus 0 or V4 divided by 1. Ito na po yun. For this one, we have V4 minus V1 divide 2.5, which is this one. Okay? Okay. Next is, yung sabi ko, yung mga reference. Ito na. Ma'am, kulang pa po. May isang node po pong hindi na-analyze. Okay, correct. Meron pang isa. Pero take note, ito yung kagandahan sa ating supernode. Kapag ka-supernode siya, tapos yung isang dulo niya hindi ay reference, pwede mo na siyang hindi gawa ng KCL. Diretso ka na. Kasi nakukuha mo naman agad-agad na negative, kasi papasok tayo sa negative, negative V1 is equal to 12 volts. So, ibig sabihin, V1 pala is negative 12 volts. Kuha na natin yung V1. Kahit hindi ka na mag-KCL, okay lang. Okay? So, hindi siya nasulat ito, add nyo na lang. Negative V1 is equal to 12 volts or V1 is equal to 12 volts. Okay? Then, the relationships. So, we have, ito na ngayon, yung ating V3 minus V4 is equal to 0.2 Vy. And, your point of view is equal to 0.2. Ano ba yung Vy? Asan yung Vy? Asan po yung Vy? Andito. And Vy is V4 minus V1. Eto, substitute. And also, we have 0.5 Vx. Yung 0.5 Vx natin is 0.5. Yung Vx natin is equal to, yung Vx is equal to V2 minus V1. So, eto yun. Alright? So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus yung isa na yung V1 is negative 12 volts. 6 equations, 6 unknowns, you can solve it. Okay? Pag sinabi kong you can solve it, actually, mahirap kasi ipakita dito yung mga solution. So, parang conceptual lang yung ating pag-solve ng mga equation, ng problems, ano. Pero, I would suggest na pagdating dyan sa inyo, isolve nyo talaga siya. Huwag lang kayong manood kasi this is not learned by just, listening. Hindi po siya ganun. Natututunan lang itong circuit kapag kayo mismo yung nagsosolve. So, it's important na you solve on your own. Pag may question, just message me, PM me, and I will reply to you as much as possible, as much as I can. Pero wag naman kayong mag-message sa akin ang gabing-gabi na, umagang-umaga, wag naman yun. Mga 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., pwede ganun. Okay? Okay. So let's summarize our nodal analysis. So first step natin, bilangin yung nodes, and then designate natin yung reference node, and then maglilabel natin ng nodal voltage. We have V1, V2, example. And then hanapin yung supernode kasi mas maganda yon. Pag may ganun, mas simple. So, pag meron ka ng supernode, good tayo doon. Mas nalilesen yung ating number of equation. Proceed na tayo sa KCL. Each node. Pero kapag yung supernode natin, yung isang node niya is reference node, just like this, no need na po for KCL kasi diretso naman nakikita yung ating nodal voltage. Okay? And then, nirelate na natin yung mga voltage across and each voltage source to nodal voltage. Express any additional unknown, organize the equation, and solve your equation. Okay? So, yun lang po ang ating supernode. I might insert video clip here on an example of supernode. And yeah, that's it for this video lecture. I hope meron kayong natutunan. I hope i-follow up nyo in your own self-learning. And if you have questions again, just message me. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. Stay safe. Bye. Oh, sorry. Hindi pala that's it for today. That's it for this video lecture. Right? Meron pa po tayong part 2 which is about the mesh analysis. Okay? So, bye. That's it.